Morning. Right, welcome to another video. I'm looking slightly bleary-eyed and tired because A, I haven't done my makeup, and B, I'm in the woods. I've done my first wild solo camp on my own. Obviously, that's why it's called a solo. But yeah, so it's actually, I had rain all day yesterday. It didn't stop until basically I was ready to go to bed. So I didn't really have a chance. I wanted to do a bit of a tent review on the tent that I brought with me this weekend. Keep looking over there because it's over there. Look. Ta-da! Sorry. Yeah, so this is a Luxe Megahorn. This is the 3. It is supposed to be able to sleep 4 people if there's no inner in it. There's no ground sheet, so if you're okay with bugs and critters and things, then you could probably just about fit 4 people in here, but with gear and stuff, personally, I'm not convinced. But I will spin you around and I'll show you a bit more of inside the tent and talk you around some of the features of it. Okay, so there she blows. It is an awesome tent. It is brilliant. It wasn't quite what we were expecting size wise because the dynamics of it sound like it's going to be huge, and it is, but we've kind of picked up on a few issues with it, but we do love it. So let me start. So it's a hexagon shape, so there are 6 main pegging points around the bottom. You do the front 2 first, and there is a tape that runs all the way to the back. So there's 2 doors, which is the first great feature on it, because obviously depending on which way you're facing. So you start with those 4 pegs first, then you peg out the sides, then you put the pole in, and then you do the additional pegging points in between. There's a skirt that runs around the bottom, which you can either have rolled up for ventilation, which I had it last night when I had the stove going, and then I put it down when I went to sleep in case it rained heavily overnight. And actually, typically, having rained all day, it really didn't rain much last night, but there we go. There's enough rain on there to see that there were some heavy showers. Comes with a stove jack, which is brilliant. I think there are some versions that don't, so it's your choice really, but it does also come with a flap that you can put over, so you can take the stove flap off it and put just a patch on, so it's completely rain tight. The cap at the top is brilliant for ventilation, but if the weather picks up, which yesterday it did, let me just open this zip a sec. You can undo these and swap them over so that it flattens down tight, because the wind was really hammering from this direction yesterday, so I did actually have to do that at one point. Okay, sorry, rudely interrupted by my kettle boiling. Haha, first cuppa of the day in a sec. So this is inside with an inner, obviously. So there are different types of inners you can get. This is a summer one, so it's nearly all this mesh. There's a winter one that is more of the sort of the tent material, so presumably a bit warmer. It's sold as a 2-person. It is just, I mean, me and my husband do have quite beefy sleep mats for comfort, and they just fitted. The back of the inner is actually slightly shorter than the front, which is a little misleading on the dimensions, but I mean, I'm 6'1" and I fit like perfectly, I would say, at the front, and then hubby's a little bit shorter than me, don't tell him. But no, he does fit at the back, so it is a 2-person. I've obviously found it brilliant in there last night with me and all my gubbins and stuff, so really spacious. So for one, it's been incredible. With the inner, I'll show you around the back. There's loads of like wasted space, so obviously I've just used it for storage. And you've kind of got a bit of room at the end, both ends. My rucksack's up the other end. So it just, with an inner in, it doesn't kind of work quite as well as it would without it, if that makes sense. And then obviously once you've put your stove in, which is another awesome thing, but it takes up a lot of room. Again, in my head it was going to be a lot nearer to the edge, but actually end up with all this kind of space that you can't really use. And you can see the gap there between the stove and the inner. It isn't that wide. So it's just other little features like that to be aware of, really. Both doors have no-seam mesh doors as well as normal doors, so you can have the doors open and just leave the mesh over, which would be quite nice in the summer. But yeah, I mean, it is a great tent. There's just a few little kind of design features we think that could have been a little bit better, but at the end of the day we took this in the summer, and we were on quite an exposed spot during Storm Francis, I think it was called, in our summer holiday, and it stood up to it, no problem, absolutely no problem whatsoever. So yeah, really good tent. We got stung, we bought it, this is dirty brown, or dirt brown, but yeah, so lots of jokes about my husband's dirty brown Megahorn. But yes, we bought it in America because we specifically wanted this colour, and got stung big time on customs and excise charges. Maybe novice error, but there we go. But we do, you know, it is worth it. But there are places over here that do sell them. I think it's Backpacking Light UK, I think it is, that sell them over here. And they do also come with, or no, you don't come with it, you can buy, so that you have to buy the inner separate, and you can also buy a bathtub ground sheet, which basically has a triangle cut out of it for the stove. So I'm definitely going to think about getting that. But yeah, I mean, having seen us through the storm in the summer, I was absolutely confident in this last night, and it was at times really raining. Luckily the wind had dropped, or I probably wouldn't have been camping at all. But yeah, bomb proof, brilliant. So yeah, check it out guys. Luxe Megahorn 3. There is a bigger one, an XL, which does look enormous, but there's, you know, so there are different ones that you can check out. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this review. Probably not as tacky as some other people's, but yeah, my take on it anyway. Cheers guys. Just thought as an afterthought, if you have any questions about the tent that you would like me to answer, so if there's anything else you want me to tell you about, then please just again pop them in the comments below. Different people want to know different things, so I will more than happily answer your questions if you pop them in the comments. All right, cheers for watching, bye.